Hello and welcome to Zach103 TV, and today we are racing the Meme Race 500 at Daytona No Walls, and as you can see, no walls. So last week was the Widowmaker. I decided to score every finisher because score everyone as a finishing car because standings were a bit goofy. I doubt that will happen today. This race is 10 times longer than that, 50 in terms of laps, so cars will be going around track a lot more, and they won't be scored lap downs and whatnot, and things will get scored correctly. So, uh, 50 laps, 110%, that is for every meme race, regardless of how things are. I did lower the drafting distance a little bit to lower the wrecks just a bit, but there are going to be wrecks probably, and half the field likely is going to be taken out by wrecks, so you gotta survive all that. That's what these past two races are for, or for some last chance hot shots to get some good runs and try to go towards the front. Now, we've seen last week only 5 laps, of course. Different car led every lap, and ironically, every one of those cars pretty much were on or just below or above the cutoff line in the winner, Sammy in a box. The points leader extended his points lead by a little bit. He's currently got 300 or so points above the cut line. He is locked into the playoffs along with Kazo, Dark X Rain, and Daniel Pauls Jr. And today, probably, after every race, I'm gonna lock in the next guy in standings. So, um, just to make sure, because you can't really guarantee things anymore, especially with these two races here. But after that, we got the throwback race next week at Kansas, and then the last race of the playoffs at Darlington, and that will be deciding a lot of things as well. I believe we have 12 or so meme cars today. All the meme cars have 95, uh, 95 95 aggression. Everyone else has 80. Everyone else's ratings is at 75 to everything. So most everything is fair when it comes, but except for aggression. So, and it's just like last year's, except last year's wasn't as long. And this year it's going to be interesting. Again, wrecks are going to be a thing. Guys are going to be out of the race. Did a poll before this race to decide if we're going to do full or moderate damage, and full was 10 over 3. So, be a lot more cars out of the race with full damage. So, it's going to be interesting. We're going to see if anyone can try to get some advantages here with 50 laps. That's a lot. There's a lot of laps out there to be led. 5 points for everyone to be led, and then finishing points as well. That's going to be interesting. Sabretooth starting pole, and then last week's winner was Saving a Box in the 23 at the Widowmaker. He may survive this race as well. Try to sweep. He's starting kind of far back, so it's going to be difficult for him to do that. Mid pack's not really the best place. It's some tests. Mid pack and far back in pack's probably the worst places to start and see how that goes.
Drivers, start your engines!
But yeah, you can see no walls, and this is also the transition race for some drivers. Change their third schemes. You see Sammy's box back in the Spotify car that he made the championship for with last season. They're getting a not so good start today, but he's going to try. And yeah, like I said, car switching to third schemes. We also got 4 part-time drivers: Zevel, Eli the Wolf, Anthony McClure, and Geoff Jordan. And Sabretooth going to leave him to the green here at Daytona No Walls, right next to EXO in 32 running his meme car. Green flag in the air. Sabretooth gets a decent jump. Dale Pauls Jr. 4th in points, doing pretty good right now. Locked into the playoffs. Might try to get some points here and take over the points lead. Might try anyway. And Zevel only in his second race got a good start. looking good for him. Then we see Zine in the 97, got a Knuckles car. So another thing to add, when I did the tests here, we had a wreck on lap 3. It was the first wreck. But I did not have, only had one car with 95 progression in that test race, so could be biased. And Silvertooth in the 43 looks to lead the lap. Turtlex Gaming in the 20 carries Zevel and the Jonah Burridge in the 17 in his meme car, and Barney Thresh in third. He transitions into his third scheme. Silvertooth led that lap. Exo has fallen back considerably. Also going to keep an eye on cars in the back to make sure I didn't miss anyone who's possibly wrecked out. You know, there's a possibility we might not see wrecks, but right now we have a wreck. Big wreck in the back. As Third Alexa Gaming takes the lead, and we got this pack up front, and these guys are probably going to stay up front for most of the race until we have pit stops and lap 4s. Third Alexa Gaming leads that lap. I believe the 1 and the 88 were involved in that. Iron Crusader, who needed a decent race, so they already went to the tow truck, so hopefully they try to do that well. And Third Alexa Gaming pulling back. Then here comes Ricky Freeman Jr. And that other draft may try to catch up. Oh! And Sabretooth and Third Alexa Gaming wreck! Well, oh wow, that's a bad wreck. Ooh. Yeah, those two are out of the race. But at least both of them led laps, so not a total loss. I think Ricky Freeman Jr. Barney Thresh III led that lap in the 59. He could use it. Currently, he's been doing good. Like, past 5 races, currently only 5 points below the cut line, so, you know, gets a good finish today. That'll put him inside for sure, especially if the car's wrecking out of the race. So far, no one has officially called it a race yet, but, you know, race is still young, so a lot of wrecks can happen, a lot can happen. And Ricky Freeman Jr. hopes to lead this lap. Ricky Freeman Jr. is not too far back in standings either. He can really get some stuff done. I really think these guys up here, these, how many cars are up here? Like, a little less, about 9 cars up here all. I think they have the chance of leading the most laps here today. Jonah Burridge can really use some of that. Then NASCAR Fireball 48 just got in a position where he's only 28 points back from the pit line. Then Bird, he's doing good in standings. He could use a better kick to get him a little bit more positions in there. Petty Ford's as far back from the pit line. Feedback could use a good race. Neil Paulus Jr. Bird leads this lap, the 18. He led some laps at Iowa, but wrecked out. And this race, he's hoping not to wreck out, maybe get the win. That 18 car, he's having a good run today. Then Zevel, we talked about him. He's having a great race today. Rookie, run up front in his second race. Out of the race now is Dissect, Exo, Iron Crusader, Chef Squid, Brad Stover, who is inside the playoffs, may not be after this race. No guarantees. Roach, who is also inside the playoffs. I think he's got a good enough cushion to stay in, as Cody Forge with that lap. NH, who really needs some good runs, out. Dripsy, who was only 4 points above the cut line, is out. Probably won't be in, or probably is out of the race. Probably won't be inside standings after this race. And Joy Paints, out of the race. Who needs a good race. And then Abigail Lane, who was only 4 points below the cut line, is probably going to be a lot more points below the cut line than 43. And the 20 out of the race. The 20 is inside the cut line. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold that. The 43 was kind of close, but probably ain't going to be gaining as Rick Freeman Jr. led that lap. Then Zine, Caden Williams, and Grimchick 81 likely out of the race. Zine's okay in standings. Caden Williams, no, not okay. Grimchick 81 needs a rebound quick. Not going to get it today, probably not. And Jr., he does not have a lot of cushion at all. He was only 4 points above the cut line as well, so he's probably going to be below after this race. So like I said, this race is going to have a lot of roulette, if you would, and it's going to have just a whole bunch of stuff. It looks like Ricky Freeman Jr. is really the control car right now. He's probably got one of the fastest cars up here in the top 10. In fact, none of the cars in the top 10 has put down the fastest laps of the race, so that's nothing big on that. Yeah, with all these roulettes and stuff, I usually just go lap by lap to see who gets laps and whatnot. But I think I'm just going to go straight to the HTML and see if anyone's led laps. Jonah Burridge could really use some laps led here. He hasn't done really that great since really the beginning of the season. He really needs a rebound. He's going to get a lap led here. And then Feedback 31, defending champion, hopes to do well. And not to say that second pack is not catching up. 26 of Gar Salamander inside the cut line. He's got teammate Kaza right behind him. Unfortunately, other teammate Joe Paint's out of the race, but doing well. Of feedback led the most recent lap. And Bird's going to lead this one right here. So, when I did the test race, they pitted pretty late with only like a few laps to go. So, I'm going to start looking to see how far back our Salamander is, because these guys could regroup. I didn't see them do that in the test race, even though they did stay kind of the same distance the entire time. They never really walked back. We got passing for those lead positions like Jeff Jordan and Bradley Ream trying to do some passing. And here's NASCAR Fireball 48 going to try to lead another lap here. And then Zevel going to try to lead his first lap in his CCS career before it even really gets off the ground. That number 12 Pure Motorsports Chevy. Evan Pure, his teammate, running for the playoffs right now. I don't know if he's still in the race or not. Yeah, he's still in the race in that second pack. Having a good run. And then Jeff Gordon, Eli the Wolf, a couple other guys, and then Anthony McClure. So all the part-time guys still in the race, and good too. So we got a Lowe's car back there. I think it's the only guy I can think of is Roberto Crown. No, I can't be Roberto Crown Jr. I guess Dark X Rain might be there. Yeah, Dark X Rain's probably that guy. He's just lost that draft. He's 25th, just trying to finish his race. Second in points, not doing too good. Still in the race, that's good enough. And the 97 call of a race. Farthest back right now is 92 and 51. We could definitely see them guys go a lap down, and that could really affect this race negatively. And right now it's just really a two-car pack with those guys in the 82, 56, and 8. Trying to get around them. Or that's everyone behind Dark X Rain, and that's the field. Only about 30 cars. That's about how much I had in the test race, so not a lot of difference. 59 Burn Thirst third, led that lap. Cody Forge in the 60, like I said, could use some good laps, and the other pack has caught up. And this is breeding room for wrecks. This is what I was expecting, but this is dangerous for sure. And also like to mention, these guys do not have restrictor plates. They're currently going 250 miles an hour down the streets at full speed. Cody Ford's led that lap, and then with this other pack coming up here, this is really going to open the door for a lot more guys to lead more laps. It's also going to make it a lot more dangerous, a lot more possibilities for wrecks. So definitely something to watch out for. And Austin John's running his meme car. Especially these meme cars with extra aggression, you gotta watch out for those guys too. 31 of feedback took the lead. So far these guys are clean. So far. We got Native Toy in the 4 car doing pretty good for filling in for Reggie Fogelman. Reggie Fogelman currently 17 points below the cut line. He may gain from that, but no guarantees since he hasn't led a lap and the race isn't over, so yeah. Talked about Anthony McClure in the ZSS. Led some laps this week at Iowa in the ZSS. Unfortunately, didn't finish too good, so he really didn't. Oh, got a wreck, 59 to 60 to 15. Talked about it. I talked about it happening. Those guys are now wrecked. Not sure if they're out of the race or not. Oh well. Like I said, that pack coming together was not a good thing. Feedback leads another lap. That has once again shrink our field, but it has also put different players in here. Evan H in the 11, we were talking about him. He was in that second pack, and he is now in this lead pack, along with Anthony McClure and our points leader, Sammy DeBox. Not a weeb, who's not so far back in points. Rick Cooper and National Fireball 48 aren't that far back either. And then Nat 20 in the 4 car for Reggie Fogelman, also doing well. And Curry Tacos led a lap at the Widowmaker. Sure, the same paint scheme as Iron Crusader. And Anthony McClure led his first lap of Cars on Cup Series. It's a big accomplishment, seeing it's only his second race. It's also Daytona, so a lot could happen at Daytona. So our pack is now down to, well, it's up to 11, but at the cost of a lot of other cars. So out of the race now is, we haven't gotten word yet, probably the 88, 15, 59, and 27. So that's Dale Paulus Jr., Martha's third, who could have used a good race, but he led some laps, so not a total loss. And Brandon Nelson out of the race. He is close to the cutoff line. I don't know if it's going to hurt him a lot or not, but 30th place may not be too bad, and then Bradley Ray, not much to change for him, considering he's already very far back in points. But good runs for Gregory Tacos, though. She can get some laps led, may try to get out of that hole, try to get around Alifa Mourner and standings. She is literally last in standings, trying to get some runs going. Now to Weave in the 48, he's been close to the cutoff line, fell back a little bit. This race could be a rebound, let some laps. Ricky Freeman Jr., like I said, kind of been the control car. He's wanting to stay up front, and then out of 20 trying to get some laps left for Reggie Fogelman to get him back into contention. And I believe the 3-car, that second pack is kind of regrouped, but it's a lot smaller. They may try to catch up. Again, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars, but you know, they may try to catch up. They're not very far back at all. They may just stay single file like they're doing right now. Depends on how Garcelle is able to do this. We still got every part-time driver still in this race. Seville, Anthony McClure, you name it. Rick Freeman Jr. led that lap. 40 is still in the race. 77 is not. 25 is out of the race. We only got 2 Garcelle cars in the race. It looks like Dark X Rain, the 82 and the 8 and 56 kind of teamed up. This may bring in the 51 and the 92, but I doubt it because they're a lot farther back than everyone else, so it just doesn't look like it's going to work out right now. Come to halfway, I've seen these guys pit the test around lap 40, 45 or so. Ooh, some anti stuff going on. It didn't take long at all. They're already back up here 2 drafts again. I think the 89's at the tail line of that. 89 could use some good races. Nothing set in stone for him yet when it comes to leading laps. So, 27 is still in the race, I guess. He is 27 and 2 laps down. Him and the 60 are still in the race. That's good for both of those guys. Cody Forge, especially, he could use some good points. Him just finishing the race, that just gives him enough points to do good than any other guys that wreck. It's just good. It's just good for those guys to finish. Dale Paulus Jr. going to go, I think, 3 laps down here. Just make sure he doesn't clog anything up, cause a wreck. Ooh! Out in front of that 23. Also, Emanation led that last lap. I'm trying to keep up with these guys who's leading laps because, well, I guess I don't have to, but, you know, I can just look at the HTML, but, you know, it's going to be definitely a factor because a lot of these guys are below the cut line, or some are far enough above the cut line where they're not going to affect the race for the cut line. So this is definitely going to be a huge shakeup in points. And then next week and the week after, we're really going to be the settlement of that. As I said, Barney Thresher's third out of the race, but despite that, led a few laps. This race may not be over. Whew, that 9 car and the 12 got together. I just didn't want to say anything because I knew they were going to get together, but they didn't. They got figured out. The 48 leads the lap. Carson Ellinger trying to lead some more laps as well, and Carson Ellinger, he's above the cut line pretty good, so getting higher above the cut line would be great. We got 2 rookies in their debut behind that. Or not debut, but second race, part-time drivers. I think all of them are still in the race. With that big draft that caused the 23 to fall back, got 60 of Cody Ford. He's falling back too. Well, if he would survive that wreck. And he's going to cause that 66 to come to the lead. 42, 19, 71, and 12, the part-time guys, all 4 of them inside this front pack, still in the race. So, just going to keep an eye on the 60 car. He's probably going to join up with the 27, and they're probably going to join up with the pack with the 24, maybe the 44. 44 is pretty far back. 23 is falling back considerably large amount, I think. Oh, no, he's already back with the pack. I'm not mistaken. Then, the 44, Leaf Mortar, he's with a separate pack with the 17. And then she's just running cleanly, just trying to stay in the race, so it's not too good. It's not too bad. They both tried really hard to avoid that wreck. They did. Fortunately, not going to be running up front, but, you know, finishing the race, that's good enough, I think, for them right now. But they definitely need some points, some laps led. And I think Jonah led like 1 when he was up there in that front pack before that wreck happened, so not a whole loss. Not a huge loss. Looks like we might be separated again. That 60 car really separating us. 18 to 48 and try to get above that. 26 led the lap prior to that. Jeff Jordan led his first lap. I think the only part-time driver who has not led a lap yet is Eli the Wolf. 19. In this race of the part-time drivers. So those guys, the 60 really slowed him down, but I think if he can get some speed going, he might be able to keep decently up here. Not a bad meme race so far. Now, it's really just the memes on the cars. I haven't seen a lot of meme cars survive this race. Kind of like last race, so we had like 93 and 97 up there at front at Kansas last season. And it just wasn't the same as Rick Freeman Jr. led that lap, by the way. Then NASCAR Fireball 48, this is a great race for him. Real Fan Motorsports has had a really rough season. 16 has 1 win, that's about it. And he's been flirting, but wrecked out of the race. And then well, it looks like he's going to lose this pack, but you know, it's still not a bad finish if he falls out of this pack, and it's just not going to hurt him a lot. Beat Bat leading this lap. This is really a lot of roulette laps, a lot of good laps led by a lot of good cars. This is really going to be interesting how this chick's at points. Austin Johns, I know, in a lot far back. I don't know if he's led any laps, but if he does, this could really shake some things up. And you know, Crick Ritaka is dead last for points. Really needs some laps left. I think the 9 and the 60 have fallen back out of this draft, so they're just going to have to finish it where they're at. As there ain't really no catching up to this draft unless you get like a big draft. This is the majority of what's left in the field, because we only got 27 cars left racing, which is pretty much what I expected, and it's pretty much of a fair thing, how it worked out. And the last car on the lead lap is the 92, 18 seconds back. He could go a lap down. By the way, we're past halfway. I don't know when pit stops are going to commence, but they will. I do know that. Garcelometer led that lap. Sammy Box in the 23 looking to lead some. He wants to extend his points lead. His only competitor, Neil Paul Jr. He led a couple laps too, but is 3 laps down, won't finish as well in Dark X Rain not up there. But keep in mind, Kazo, another points leader, is also up here. 31 and 95 made some contact. They should be good. This is going a little bit better than I was expecting. Not too bad. Down 20, getting a real good run for Reggie Fogelman. Reggie Fogelman really needing these good standings because he's going to be returning the first race of the playoffs. He wants to be returning in a playoff car. I'm pretty sure he'd be pleased with his teammate out of 20 for that. And then Jessica, last week, the Widowmaker unfortunately got a broken leg and will not be continuing in the ZSS. Brandon Nelson, the 88, will be filling in for that. Brandon Nelson unfortunately got in a wreck here today, so hopefully he's okay to race during the season here and in the ZSS. So, yeah, you never really know. Evan H, again, leading the lap. He could really use him for this race. He was about 33 points back. He's probably going to be gaining some on that and getting inside the cut line again because he went Bristol Dirt. Try to keep some consistency, and he's going to just being kind of rough. So, yeah. Jeff Jordan and Kazo there on the bottom lane. You see NASCAR Fireball 48. Oh, and the 4 and the 71 out of the race. Oh, no, that's disappointing. Their debuts. 71 and the 4. Oh, man, that's a bummer. They were running so well, and then they got caught up together in the wall. I don't think Adam led any laps either, but that's unfortunate for those guys. Bird led that lap. Reggie, I was just talking about him too. He could have really did good for that there, and then 4 and the 71 got together off the corner. We've been seeing that a lot this race. That's a bad place to get together because you're flying off the ledge, literally, and it's just not good. Well, this pack just got two cars smaller because of that. Unfortunately, I believe the 4 car is likely out of the race. The 3 is also concerned about 3 and the 23. I'm not quite sure what happened to them, but I guess they got involved in a crash as well. I'm not really going to go through all those replays. It's just too many. It's just a lot. So 3 and 23, their hopes of doing well kind of dashed as well. So hopefully that all. 18 back of that pack. 95 led the last lap. I think also led this one. No. The 10 led this one. So this pack has went from... this pack has shrunk. And the guys behind it, I think they're still doing okay. Yeah, the 9, 7 seconds back. And then we got a few packs behind that. And 3 has called it a race. He is done. Eli the Wolf. He is going to lead that other lap for the other part-time guys. So now there's only 3 left in the race. Anthony McClure likely out of the race. Yeah, he's out of the race. And so is Snap 20 and Sammy Bach. So unfortunately they did not survive the meme race 500. 21 cars still left in the race. It's a little less than half, but not a bad amount. Eli the Wolf went to lead 2 laps. I mean, like I said, when part-time guys lead laps, it's basically stealing from everyone else, but, you know, that's showing guys in the Cup Series, that's showing that if they're willing to be active enough, they might get a chance to race here full-time next season. So that might be a thing, and I don't know if he's going to do that or not, but I think when we do sign-ups, it'll either be a vote or we'll do with the last season and like first whoever. So probably right now looking like first 7 to sign up, get in, or something different. So it'll actually be first 8 or 9 probably. Last year it was 14. Jeff Jordan in the 42 trying something up here. I'm gonna go back up to this top counter. Last driver to run that number 19 was Josh Drake last season. Only ran a few races with at speed. Never really did anything, but yeah, that's how his season went. And Zevel and Jeff Jordan. Like I said, these guys leading laps are just stealing from everyone else, but showing they can do it. So that's good. Bird wanting to lead this lap, but unfortunately won't, but he's good in standings. I'm almost sure he's going to be locked in at this point. So we're at the point in the race where I think we need to really start worrying about green flag pit stops, because that is a guarantee. I'm sure, I think, like I said, I've seen it from between lap 45 and lap something else, that we've seen some green flag pit stops really towards the end of the race when these guys ran out of gas. And it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. No pitters this time, and I don't know, we might see everyone try to save it, but you know, when I did the test race, no one did, so I mean, that's a lot of laps you gotta save gas, and when you're up in this front pack, I doubt anyone up here did, so yeah. I did not see a lot of strategy calls when we did the test race, so yeah. But I think probably someone in this front pack is going to win this race. Probably. Then there's the 8, 24, 44, 17, 9. They've all collected into one draft. Very far back, about a little less than 5 cars, a little bit more than 5 cars. Then 51 and 92 kind of drafting together in the back as well. They may try to stretch it here. 95 led that lap, which is fantastic, but 10:31 trying to go low already. Highest running mean car. Is there any mean cars in this pack? Let's see. I don't think there is. All the mean cars, their high aggression has cost them the race, I think. I don't see any mean cars in this front pack. As Tony Rick Freeman Jr. did that lap, he's probably going to get the most laps led, and that is an extra 10-point bonus. And for the car with the fastest lap, which is currently Austin Johns, he could use it. Didn't finish the race, so yeah. They might try to stretch it here to the end. Everyone might, because I know when I did the test race, same length, they did pit before the race was over. And we're seeing some cars go to pit road, the 95, the 42. 18 and 48 are going to pit road right now, and the 10 is going to lead them out there. 10 might have the advantage out of this, because that was not a very big draft. Neither is this, only 4 cars now. 89 really fell back, then really strung out, but they're probably going to go to pit road here in just a second, probably on this lap. And they're all going to pit road, including Eli the Wolf. Cazo stays out to lead the lap. Don't blame him. Cazo in 40. He comes out right past the 18. I'm pretty sure he's not the lead of that. 42, 48, and 95. 95 is probably in front of that. Cazo probably going to keep the lead here. And I don't know if he's probably going to pit, but after that cycle, I think the 95 is going to come out on top after this, so yeah. And it came into pit road first was the 10, see where he's at. I don't know, he might come out just in front of the 95. 27, he was a lap down. I don't know if he's pit yet. Yeah, 95 is way back there. So the 10 has been able to take the lead back. Can he lead it to the end? Because these guys are going to fall back. There's only single cars for quite a ways. 95 right now really has an advantage. Coming to 2 laps to go here at Daytona with no walls, the meme race. Rick Freeman Jr. trying to bank some laps. Is there enough time for any of those other guys to catch up? I don't think so. They haven't really gotten together at all. Is the 19 even catching Eli the Wolf? You know, second in the second race is really spectacular. The 40 is still in the lead. Where is the 40? 40's right there. 40 is going to come on to the racetrack right in front of the 10. Going to slow the 10 down just a bit, but he will not be able to hold the lead. We're coming to the white flag here at the Daytona with no walls. And Rick Freeman Jr. leading these final laps. He's been the control car all day. He's been able to stay consistent. Good finish for a lot of guys in the top 10 right now, looking like. Here comes Eli the Wolf in the 19. I did not expect this. Here he comes. 19 Eli the Wolf, only in his second race. Is he going to try to get the win here? For sure, without a doubt. There's a 27 on the bottom. Ricky Freeman Jr. just got robbed out of the win right there. The 19 of Eli the Wolf. Here he comes for Trackhouse Racing. Racing part-time will win here. Wait, I think we're still 2 to go. Hold on. We are still 2 to go. Or 1 lap to go now. I think I got it mixed up. So yeah, 27 pushes him back. 19 led a lap there, but the 10 retakes the lead. A draft is now built up, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The 10 has a run built up. 3 cars versus 1, and there's just not enough racetrack left to catch him. 95 looking for 3rd place. Man, I feel so bad. I did that at Kansas Super Speedway. I thought it was the last lap, and it was actually 2 to go. I even said it was 2 to go. Then I said it was last lap. So congratulations to Rick Freeman Jr. on his first career win in his debut season. Led most laps. It's going to be big for him. He is probably inside the playoff bubble right now, so that worked out really good. Got cars who finished the race, most of them. 26 got a couple laps down, probably got a pit penalty, and then the last place was 92. Last finishing car was Dale Paulus Jr. 3 laps down in 23rd. So we'll see you next week at Kansas. Hope you survive the carnage.